fam, what's good? What's good? I hope the show well and keeping safe. Welcome back to another one. I hope you all had an amazing weekend, whether this is you and the friends, the family, a significant other, alone, whatsoever. I just hope that you all had enjoyed this weekend. And welcome to another beautiful breakdown on this beautiful pick called the Nasdaq, right? Fam, listen, it is super important to find yourself just preparing yourself for what can potentially happen over the course of this week, right? You don't need to be 110% correct when it comes down to your higher time frame bias whatsoever. But you know what? If you at least have some sort of a framework of what you are expecting to happen, you know what? You just find yourself making it so much easier throughout the week, right? There's times where I am 100% correct. There's times where I'm 100% wrong, right? And there's times where I'm 50% right and 50% wrong as well, right? But ultimately, you know what, just building up that framework, preparing yourself for what can potentially happen for this week, right? Last week is done. We are now with a new week, new opportunities that is finding itself happening, right? So you have to find yourself adjusting yourself properly for this week as well, right? But ultimately, you know what, it's just super important to just have a positive outlook and just have some sort of a framework for this up and coming week. Okay, so on the monthly time frame, we had a beautiful bullish closure, right? And I am expecting price to have some sort of a pullback, right? I am preparing for some sort of a pullback because if we are going to look at what found itself happening throughout 2023 onwards, right, we can see that price had created this beautiful impulsive move to the upside, right? We then find ourselves having a beautiful correction, and then we have find ourselves having a beautiful impulsive move back towards the upside once again, right? Do I consider this one bearish candle over here as being a correction or a proper correction? No, I do not, right? I don't consider this as being a proper correction. So you know what, that actual push towards the downside will be a big one. And you know what, everyone is talking about the market crash, right? Market crash whatsoever. Do I think it will happen? I do believe that it will happen. It's just a matter of when, right? And this is going to be $1 trillion crash. So you can just think about it, right? It will basically be a huge one. It will be a huge one. So you know what, I am expecting price to have some sort of a pullback. Will it be this week? Will it be next week? I do not know when it will happen, right? We first need to see some sort of a proper market structure shift. Okay, but ultimately we can see that price had a beautiful impulsive move towards the upside on our monthly time frame, right? Scaling to my weekly time frame, look at this, fam. Look at this. So on the weekly time frame, this I will consider as being a proper correction. And then we have found ourselves having the impulse. This I would consider as a proper correction. And then we had that beautiful shift towards the upside as well, right? And currently it does look like price wants to find itself having some sort of an actual pullback, right? So if I can maybe just get up my foot from my low to my high, just like that, right? I am expecting price to at least have some sort of a pullback back into my actual discounted area, right? Fam, listen, you know how I'm finding myself looking at price by now, right? I always just look at price as, you know what, from a discounted area to a premium, from a premium to a discounted area, right? If price is simply going to find itself failing to come all the way down to this area over here, it's fine, right? It's fine. I'm not going to swing this whole move. I'm still just going to find myself being reactive with what my lower time frame is painting for me, right? But most importantly, you just have to have a framework to find yourself working with. Okay, so here we can basically see that our bulls is, you know, they are struggling to find themselves taking price towards the upside, right? Now, overall structure, fam. Overall structure, are we bullish or are we bearish? Here you can clearly see that we are still bullish, right? We are still bullish. So over the course of this week, you know what? It is a big week. We have some big fundamentals coming through this week as well, right? So price can easily just find itself having that shift towards the downside and then just continue with this overall direction. Because if I can maybe just go back to the monthly time frame, that on the monthly time frame, what do we need? We need price to find itself creating that wick towards the downside first before having that actual shift back towards the upside, right? And that is just simply how price is finding itself moving, right? It's very, very rare that you will see, that you will always see momentum like this, right? Where we just have a closure, no wick towards the downside, and we just blast towards the upside, right? Check that out. Price had to come back, create the wick, then shift. Price had to come back, create the wick, then shift. Price had to come back, create the wick, and then shift towards the upside, right? So I want to see price have that correction and then only find itself or create the wick and then only have the actual shift to the upside. So over the course of this week, I will find myself looking for some beautiful, beautiful shorts on this beautiful, beautiful pair called the Nasdaq. Okay, on this beautiful, beautiful pair called the Nasdaq, scaling down to my daily time frame, right? Daily time frame market structure, we are still somewhat bullish in structure, right? We are still somewhat bullish in structure, and what I do have my eye out on is the following, right? Check this out. Check this out, fam. If I'm going to get my fib out from the corrections, all right, check this out. Impulse, correction, just like that. And just get my fib out from this low, that high, just like that. We can see that price did find itself tapping back into this beautiful, a discounted area. And we can see that price had a beautiful shift towards the upside as well, right? But if we are going to look at our higher time frame, such as the weekly time frame, right, which I basically have my eye out on, that we can basically see that this is the area I would love to find myself looking to taking price into, as we can also see that these two candles, they are basically an actual order block as well, right? So I would like to see price basically come back into this discounted area, fill up the order block, and then have that shift towards the upside, right? Now, my question to each and every single one of you would basically be, are we bullish? Are we bearish in structure? Because that is the number one question you always need to find yourself asking, right? Are we bull? Are we bear? And the daily time frame will basically be the one which will just, price will just move on your higher time frame directional biases whatsoever, right? And the daily time frame is basically the strongest one you can find yourself identifying that. So on the daily time frame, what I am basically looking out for is the following. Structure is still bullish in my eye, right? Structure is still bullish in my eye. The moment we're going to find ourselves having a closure below this down close candle right over there, then only I will find myself considering price being bearish in structure. Okay, then only I will consider myself saying that we are bearish in structure, so that we can find ourselves having some beautiful, beautiful, short opportunities towards the downside, right? Now, is there any indication, any clue whatsoever that we can find ourselves having this shift back towards the downside? Yes, definitely, right? Definitely. Check this out. So over the course of this week, we have found ourselves coming for the liquidity right over here, right? So we basically said if price is going to find itself taking out liquidity over here, we expect some sort of a reaction from this area. And look at that. Price literally tap, shift, right? And then we also marked off this region right over here as well as the fair value gap, right? And look at that. Price tap and shift to the downside. That was a hard one, right? That was a hard one right over there. Right now, with that being said, once we find ourselves taking out these relatively equal lows we have found ourselves creating over here, can you guys see that price actually find itself creating another actual relatively equal low? So these lows over here will be the area I will have my eye out on for some beautiful, beautiful short targets, right? We can see from current price, it is around about 250 odd pips towards the downside. That is enough playground for me, as I do know that, if price is simply going to find itself presenting something like this, we expect price to first have an actual shift to the upside, right? And then have that actual shift back down, right? And with that being said, this is simply more playground for us to find ourselves scalping price, right? So on the H4 time frame, are we bull? Are we bearish in structure? I still consider as being bullish in structure. Okay, I'm still considered as being bullish in structure. As we can see, we have a beautiful impulse correction, impulse right over there, right? So with that being said, if we are going to find ourselves having a closure below this down close candle right over there, then we are having some sort of a change in market structure, right? Then we have a shift in market structure. We are bearish, right? And once price is bearish in structure, what do you expect price to find itself doing? You expect price to have a pullback, at least back into a premium zone, for example's sake, right? Let's say, for instance, we do have a closure below, right? Then you are expecting price to have that actual push towards the upside before you are going to find yourself looking for some beautiful, beautiful short opportunities back towards the downside, right? Back into a discounted area, from a premium to a discounted area. And over here we can basically see that we do have some beautiful relatively equal lows, right? So with us basically having those beautiful relatively equal lows, I will look on taking price all the way down back into these beautiful lows we have found ourselves creating right over there. And obviously, you know, when it comes down to our bullish momentum, right? If we're going to remain bullish in structure, right? Obviously, then I would find myself looking on taking price all the way up back into these actual highs we have found ourselves creating right over here as the first area. Second area will basically be the all-time highs. But ultimately, I don't want to find myself looking for those overall longs just of yet. I still do want to see price have some sort of an actual shift back towards the upside, well, towards the downside before looking for any long opportunities, right? And that right there is my outlook on this beautiful pair called the Nasdaq, right? I will find myself prepping for those shorts to come through, right? And if you are finding yourself looking for some beautiful long opportunities, you know what, make sure to drop it in the comment section, fam. Much love from me, your boy D. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one, and please do trade safe, right? Yesterday, or you know what, this week is not the new week. Okay, please do trade safe and use money management. Until the next one, I'm out.